Usually those familiar Fibonacci numbers from 0 to 1 form curved levels within the wedge. Extension levels are optional and usually won't be used. In fact, we won't really focus on the levels, even the ones from 0 to 1, because almost everything that can be done with the levels within a Fibonacci wedge can also be done with Fibonacci circles, arcs, and even spirals in some cases. What we'll mainly be focusing on is the structure of the wedge with its two trend lines. And since the Fibonacci wedge has a curvature, it is important to lock scales to avoid distortions when moving the chart and zooming in and out. This was already covered in the series on Fibonacci spirals and applies to Fibonacci wedges just like it does to Fibonacci circles and arcs. If you're interested, I've already covered these and many other Fibonacci tools. You can find this material on my website. Technically, the Fibonacci wedge has a range of movement from 0 to 180 degrees and can face up or down. Normally, it will be positioned at an angle from 30 to 90 degrees. The way the Fibonacci wedge is first set on the chart is heavily dependent on how the first trend line is drawn from the first to second point. It is also important to make little to no adjustments after the wedge has been set on the chart. See, first we draw a trend line like normal with 2 points, and there's freedom of movement to move it anywhere, while still being able to change the position, length, and angle of this trend line. The third point, which will connect to the first point, forms the second trend line, and before we even set down this third point, the length of this second trend line is already determined by the length of the first trend line. Of course, we could adjust the length after the wedge has been set down, but as you'll notice, moving the points after the wedge has been set down can drastically alter the entire wedge. Similar to the Fibonacci circle, the Fibonacci wedge is more particular with the specific conditions and points where it can be applied on a chart. This is because, like those other Fibonacci tools with a curvature, the Fibonacci wedge incorporates the aspects of price and time. The following will be a series of real chart examples exploring the various uses of the Fibonacci wedge, with a variety of charts from various time ranges. In order to understand the general advantages and disadvantages of this Fibonacci tool, to find conditions where its application is more suitable. So regardless of when you watch this, or which particular charts you choose to apply the Fibonacci wedge on, information from this series can be of use to you.